Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to your reading for the week of May 2nd to May 8th, 2022. This is a general reading, so feel free to take with you whatever resonates and leave behind for others whatever does not. To get a deeper view into your week, be sure to check out your readings for Sun, Moon, and Rising Suns. In this first row, or the first column here, we are looking at life lessons that you are learning. In this middle column, we are looking at what you don't see coming this week. And in this third column, we are looking at advice from your guides and guardians. So, we're going to pull out some tarot cards for each of these columns and go through the meanings, and we'll also clarify with additional tarot cards. So, wow, so far, Capricorn, looks like you are having a really intense week. That was upside down, probably because of how I shuffled it, but I don't tend to read reversals, but maybe I had half the deck? Nah, yeah, I think I shuffled it in a strange way. So, okay, in terms of the lesson, life lessons you're learning, it says intention, be clear and decisive. Focus on what you really want. Be bold with your requests to the universe. So here, this card really kind of says whatever it is that you want, you can communicate that to the universe, and the universe will respond, but you have to be clear about what your goals are. If you have, murky desires and murky goals, and you kind of are just throwing things to the wall and seeing what sticks, the universe is really not sure exactly what it should stick to the wall or keep stuck to the wall. But you have here the Knight of Cups, the Hermit, and the Death or Rebirth card. In terms of the middle column, what you don't see coming this week, it says Blue Moon, second chances, magic. So you have the Ace of Cups, the Wheel, and you have the Moon. And in terms of advice from your guides and guardians, every step counts. There's an advantage in taking things slowly. Breathe deeply and fully as you consider your options. So you have the Three of Cups, the Devil card, and Eight of Wands. These two did come out reversed, but I don't tend to read reversals. But it could be, if you prefer that I take note of it, I do take note of it. It could be that you just have some, blocked energy, or you need to kind of tap into certain... Sorry, it sounds like there's some type of something that my computer needs. One moment. Hopefully it's happy now. Okay. So there could be some type of blocked energy when it comes to socializing, some type of apprehension when it comes to trying to break out of certain routines. But I'll go through and we'll get into deeper meanings. So here with the Death and the Hermit card, it seems like there's some type of transformation that has been taking place that involves your communications of love, you're socializing with people, perhaps physically being separated from people. It could be that you're wanting a connection when it comes to romance, but you're kind of on your own right now, or you have not been trying to connect with people on a practical level. Like, for example, if you're just sitting at home wishing that, you know, you had love knock on your door, then that's really not gonna, that's not giving the universe a lot to work with. So if your intention is to actually connect with people from the heart, then you really need to kind of interact with people a little bit more. So let's take a look at this Hermit card. You have the Page of Cups. So that is a sense of, you know, looking at the world with a sense of wonder and imagination and possibilities. But if you're, you know, sitting on your bed and not really interacting with anyone, and you're just imagining this, you know, great friendships, romances, partnerships that you are going to have, but never leave your, you know, front door, or never make an effort to connect with people in the real world, then it's going to be really tough to actually fulfill those imaginations, fantasies. And when I say never, I mean almost never, practically never. So let's take a look at the Knight of Cups here. You have the Six of Pentacles, and that's really, you know, balancing out your wants and your needs. And, you know, you need, it's almost, I see this as you need to give the universe a hand here. If there is, if you have the ability to, you know, talk to people, whether it's online, over the phone, in person, or, you know, somehow put yourself in a situation to interact with people, then that will really help the universe out in terms of, you know, providing for you. But you have to also be, you have to be in the position to give in order to take, and, you know, vice versa. So it also could indicate that you might need to get some help in terms of how you are going to interact. If you are not doing, you know, some form of online dating, maybe you should consider that, or blind dates, or joining clubs or charitable organizations, some type of organization that, you know, you can help those, maybe even animal shelter, go to like work at an animal shelter, somewhere where you are going to be able to communicate with people with an open heart. So let's take a look at the Death card here, because Death is about releasing something and looking towards what opportunities then pop up. Wow, you have the Tower. Okay, so here, this is really asking for a transformation for you to kind of rebuild this tower of beliefs that really don't serve a proper foundation. So if, like I said, if this is you believing that your, you know, Prince Charming is going to climb up the tower and save you, but you're really not communicating to anyone, then it's really kind of not going to happen. So this lesson of, be clear and decisive, focus on what you really want. This be bold with your request to the universe. You really need to be clear. You really need to also meet the universe somewhat halfway with that. But however you've been going about things, it looks like that needs to change in some way. And some type of belief that could be related to ego. It could be related to ideas that you had as a child on how things would work when it comes to relationships. That seems like somehow it is or has already kind of had divine intervention come in and say, nope, not how it works. And so here you have the blue moon, second chances, magic. So basically you also have this moon card, and it's really a sense of, under the in the night sky, you've got the moon out, and a sense of not a lot of clarity, but your imagination kind of comes into play. And this card is kind of imagination and having like miracles, good things, magical things happen. However, if you have certain doubts and fears, then that magic kind of turns into not so great situations. So with the Ace of Cups, it seems like this what you don't see coming is going to really deal with your relationship with yourself, your relationship with others, and a sense of you tapping into your inner magic and your ability to kind of your ability to experience new things and not necessarily be afraid of what pops up for you. You also have this wheel here, and with the wheel, it's about not having control. The wheel is constantly turning. There's constant change going on. And here with this second chances, it could be that there is, something that comes along that you actually are going to be able to try again, where the wheel, kept turning, but it's almost as if you see like if you're at the top and then you're at the bottom, whatever is it's like almost this visual of like if you're at the top of the wheel here, and then you in this moon card go to the bottom, it's as if you're seeing things from a different perspective. So it's almost as if when gearing up to once you get back on the top, what is it that you are going to do? What do you see as the potential there? What are you going to be able to accomplish with that second chance? So with this blue moon, second chances, what you don't see coming. Let's take a look at the moon card. Obviously, that's the most intriguing of it. And the blue moon is considered like the second full moon in the month. So you've got this second moon in this category. And it is clarified by the Queen of Wands. So you have the ability to kind of tap into this really vibrant, fiery energy where you will really kind of draw attention to you. You'll just ooze mystery and passion, seduction. You have that opportunity if you tap into your intuition and even to your little like wild side that you have. So you kind of, there'll be some situation that will allow you to do that. Let me take a look at this wheel here. You have the Page of Wands. So it could be some type of excursion, some type of, quick trip, maybe even to go like clothes shopping, maybe just even to, check out a new taco stand in the neighborhood. Something along those lines where you'll have an opportunity to kind of express yourself and do a little bit of adventure. Let's take a look at the Ace of Cups here. You have the Five of Pentacles. So here, if you've been feeling a little, bruised and battered by the world, feeling a little like woe is me, really tap into some self-love and kind of take care of yourself. This also could be for those who aren't feeling well. Perhaps you had some type of accident, some type of bad reaction to a spicy margarita or something. Really take some time to nourish yourself, tap into your intuition, and kind of see where it is that you can kind of embrace this energy that wants to come out. So also it's making me think that maybe maybe this second chance thing has to do with something in your past where you were trying to be a little bit spicy and saucy and adventurous, and somehow you ended up falling flat on your face. That could be figurative, or you could have literally fell flat on your face with this Five of Pentacles. But it's almost as if you'll get another chance to tap into that, tap into your intuition and your inner magic, and really kind of bring out that energy. So let's take a look at this advice from your guides and guardians. Every step counts. Let's look at this Devil card. You have the King of Cups. So I do recall that this was reversed when it came out. So if you are really into reversals, it could be that you need to kind of like tap into your emotional stability in order to recognize certain patterns that you have for maybe taking the easy way out. If I'm reading this as the upright devil version, it could be that there are certain people that you put in a category of your potential connection, and that maybe it is something that you are doing out of what's the word I'm looking for almost wanting someone to save you. It's or kind of not even that, putting people in on a pedestal where they don't really deserve being on that pedestal because someone needs to sit there. So let's take a look at the Three of Cups here. And you have the Four of Swords. So I recall this Three of Cups was reversed. And it could be that you were really taking a break from your friend group because it wasn't really satisfying you, wasn't really making you feel good. It was possibly draining you of energy, possibly like energy vampires. If I look at this in the upright way, it's that you are really going to be able to socialize and have fun with your friends. And, you know, every now and then you'll need to recharge and recognize that, you know, every step counts. You need to recharge so that you can, you know, go forward and, you know, live your best life. Here with the Eight of Wands, it's about moving forward quickly, targeting in on what you want. So what's interesting about the Eight of Wands is you don't see what the target is. But here with this intention lesson that you've been learning, basically it seems like you are starting to hone in on what your goals are. So let's take a look over there for that. You have a Seven of Swords. So that's kind of liar, stealer, cheater card. It's also a card of imposter syndrome. So I would say to some degree, I am seeing these cards like to be a mixture of things, which is perhaps you've been really going really, what's the word? You've been going a certain direction, thinking that, you know, partying it up is going to lead you to certain temptations, and you really are not prepared. It's almost as if you're not prepared for the next steps here, and that you've actually just kind of almost withdrawn because it might feel like you're tired, but you've withdrawn because you are almost hoping that you have someone to come in and save you or to make things better for you. And it's really almost as if you're kind of deceiving yourself in a way. It's almost as if you're intentionally hiding the ball from yourself on what it is you should do. So I'm going to pull another card from each. I'm going to take a look at, like, I understand this is advice from your guides and guardians, and basically take things slow. That's fine to take things slow, but I think what it's also saying is you need to consider your options, but you also need to participate in life as well. So let's take a look at, like, how you can start really, what's the best way for you to kind of participate. You have the Five of Cups. So it seems like you need to do some healing. It could be related to this Tower. It could be related to this Five of Pentacles. And it also could be related to this need to withdraw from certain things in life, certain emotions. But really it's more about this needs to heal. So let's take a look at that. You have the Two of Swords. So this really not healing whatever upset, loss, grief that you're experiencing is really putting you in this stalemate where you're not moving forward, you're not making decisions. It's almost like you feel comfortable in the anxiety of not moving forward. And here, with this, like, you know, this intention, it's almost as if you want to be out of this situation, but feel good in that, like, misery. So I would say here, if there is some kind of emotional injury that you have, or even a physical injury where it has affected your ability to think that you have, you know, value and worth to contribute, then I would definitely say, you know, talk to a counselor, some type of medical professional, and see, you know, if they can provide some support. I'm gonna keep going with this to see, you know, in terms of this healing, because this basically was like, where do you start? What's like the first step to get you to get back? And so it's definitely this, you know, this healing of the Five of Cups. A lot of times, it could be that people don't want to look at the Five of Cups at all. They want to ignore it and just try to keep going on. But you definitely need to look at, you know, what occurred and learn from the experiences, grow from those experiences. It's definitely not comfortable. But, you know, here, every step counts. Each of us have our own unique journey, and it's pleasurable and it's unfortunate and painful and all sorts of different experiences, but it's up to each of us to really parse through those experiences and kind of get the lessons, build up our strength, our courage, put together healthy boundaries, and really move forward. So here I'm going to see, you know, when you go through healing this Five of Cups, what's, you know, the next step after that? You've got the Five of Wands. So here, this is these fives. You've got a Five of Pentacles, Five of Cups, Five of Wands. It's basically a sense of instability and conflict. So with the Five of Wands, it's, you know, it's like growing pains. It's minor annoyances, it's growing pains, but it's at least going to get, you know, be different than just feeling grief and loss. And let's see, let's clarify this Five of Wands. You have the Knight of Cups, which brings us back to your intentions. And again, the lesson that you're learning is about being clear about your decisions and focusing on what you want. So here, whatever is you're not looking at, or you're just looking at nonstop without really making decisions, without really learning from it, and making those choices on moving forward. Once you heal these things, it'll help kind of reveal certain internal conflicts that you have, possibly even that led to you building the tower and the Knight of Cups, what it is that you want. How do you want to connect with people? How do you want to connect with yourself on an emotional level? So here, it's really the second chances here. You have a second chance, this healing of your heart, because it seems like whatever instability that you had is almost like injured your sense of self. And really you have this kind of ability to be this, Page of Wands, Queen of Wands, and have a lot of energy and have a lot of spark of life in you. But it seems here like you have created perhaps a fantasy or some idea that your savior is also your capture. So the King of Cups, like finding that right person is going to make things all better, but then finding that Knight of Cups is King of Cups. Finding the King of Cups is going to make it all better, but then finding the King of Cups, that pursuit, is probably what led to this in the first place. And so you moving forward is really something that you're kind of not wanting to do. It's like you're taking the back road out of not moving forward, and you're it's almost like you're trying to shy away from this Queen of Wands energy that you actually are, Capricorn. So I'm hoping that this provides some helpful perspective of your week, and we'll see you next time. Take care.